Tim Betts and Jojo Kapua, only their second time on the track today. They just couldn't get this boat sorted out first thing this morning. Very, very disappointing. Makes it very hard for them. But they are certainly going to be working very, very diligently to improve their standing as the day wears on. So these guys got the long trip down from Auckland, and I'm not too sure what colour this boat is. 1 minute it's brown, 1 minute it's blue, green, maroon. The Violent Tendencies is the name of the machine. So through the split there at a 38.069. Now just lining it up for this final left-hander through the split there, and a time of 56.299, 56.299 there for Tim Betts and Joe Kapua. So Carl Brentzel, Hamish Murray, locals here. Timber Creek Contracting off the line now. Straight up into Lucas Oil's roundabout. Very nicely indeed. As he goes up there for the second time, will he back off as he has been doing during the first three qualifying runs? No, carried that speed through there, developed that confidence to get in there. The last three qualifying runs have been backing off in a big way and really unsettling the boat. That time he took a little bit of intestinal fortitude with him, nailed it up through there. So that will improve his overall time, no doubt, and a 32.468 on the split. The 32s is where you want to be for the midfield guys. At Carl Brentzel and Hamish Murray getting down into those 32s at the first split. Now the final corner, and that's a good run with a 48.229. So certainly Carl and Hamish's best time so far today. A big difference of not backing it off, heading up into that Lucas Oil roundabout for the second time up there during that lap. So avoiding that big back off the boat, not getting reversion. So what happens if you back off? The water going into the jet unit has no way to escape. It actually lifts the back of the boat up, pushing the bow down, and does create some handling issues coming into a corner. Carl Brentzel had it in the first three qualifying runs, got through at that time very nicely indeed. So great to see that they're starting to get their head around what they need to be doing here today. You can see that the elite kitchens of Sean and Faye Rice are coming down onto the ramp. But our next boat to face the starter will be Daniel Thornton and AJ Keenan. So Daniel Thornton now. AJ Keenan, the boys from Masterton. Got my syllables mixed up. Certainly showing a little bit more pace this run. The rookies going about it really nicely. Quite often we'll see rookies come out there and they just go too hard for their capabilities. It is a very difficult thing to race one of these boats, accelerate into the corners as opposed to braking into the corners. A bit of an operational difference. The split there well down to the 38.157. So not a bad run there. These guys really starting to understand how to handle one of these high-powered boats. And as I said, it's a very easy thing to explain down here at the South Island how a jet boat works, because so many of you do understand the nuances of them. You play a lot on the rivers, but to get the steering you need to accelerate into the corners to be able to create this steering. If you're decelerating, you just don't have the same amount of control. So just try to get the brain around the idea that you've got to accelerate into a corner as opposed to decelerate in a car. Can be a very big nuance and a big difference that rookies quite often get wrong. So it is now boat number 151, brought to you by Westview Aluminium. It is Bevan and Claudia Edwards. Again, rookies to the sport. They're from Carterton, the Inheritance, the Sprint Tech, PGG Wrightsons and Westview Aluminium. Oh, that is just a little bit porpoisey out of there, but that's not going to cost them too much time. That's a nice run up there for Bevan, just really getting it set up for the hairpin. So the split at a 40.948, well down on where they would ideally like to be. Into the left-right combination, puts plenty of pressure on the gear, plenty of pressure on driver, plenty of pressure on the navigator. The final corner of their qualifying for run, and it is a 59.407, 59.407. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to have Darren Lawn to the commentary tower, please. Darren Lawn to the commentary tower. I have something of yours that may be of value to you. If you have some ID with you, I would appreciate that, and then I may give your valuable item back, or I may not. I'll determine that. I'll be the boss. Clayton and Mandy Tisdall now. Case Construction and Tisdall Contracting. They had a great win here at Wanaka last time we were down here. They will really need to pick up the pace if they want to be knocking on the door of the times that Cy Gibbons in the Novus Auto Glass machine and Ollie Silverton in the PSP machine have been posting. Experts for the real world is case 31.975. That split is the fastest so far in the Group A category, round 4 qualifying. Oh, the boat very porpoisey as it hit the washing machine. Clayton Tisdall getting his foot in it, and that's a tidy time of a 47.841, 47.841. Clayton's nephew sitting here in the commentary tower giving a nod of approval, which is really surprising because when Clayton opens his mouth, normally it's a nod of disapproval. So great to see husband and wife out there doing a nice time there for qualifying for Sean and Faye Rice, Elite Kitchens, New Plymouth. If you want a top quality kitchen, make sure you get onto the team at Elite. Their facilities are second to none, world class, and they provide a fantastic product as well. So Sean and Faye really starting to put the bit between the teeth and making some move forward in the speed department. So they're now confident in the rotation. These guys have a fantastic motorsport background. Sean Rice comes from a sprint car background, and now he's gone to the spiritual path of jet sprinting, the holy grail. And it is a 31.8 at the split. So around the time that Clayton Tisdale put down 0.1 quicker than Clayton. So those two leading the charge. Will Sean and Faye be able to bring it home? No, a bit of a back off coming into that final left-hander, 47.866 into P2 at the moment by only 0.019 of a second. So Clayton Tisdale 0.019 of a second quicker than Sean and Faye Rice in the Monster Energy Elite Kitchens machine. But it is the Novus Auto class. Woodbank Park Cottages emblazoned across the back with Cy Gibbon and Donna Thompson leading the charge at the moment in the Group A. Donna Thompson from Wanganui, Cy Gibbon from North Canterbury. Last time we were at this track, Cy Gibbon had a very spectacular off. He's put that to the back of his mind. He doesn't want to rethink that one. So, Cy Gibbon, this Stinger machine just tweaked and tuned to perfection. And if boat presentation was going to give you a race win, this guy would be winning all over. Even underneath the seats, this boat is spotless. That is the energy that Cy Gibbon puts into it. So Donna Thompson and Cy Gibbon, so the split at a 30.306, the quickest of the split so far. This Group A category, 412 cubic inch engines. Across the line now, and that is a cracker at a 45.410, so that he's 2.4 seconds quicker than Clayton Tisdale and Sean Rice and Carl Brensel. What do those guys have to do? Wow, at the moment, Cy Gibbon clearly leading the field. Ross Travers coming out now with Amanda Kiddo in the radioactive machine. The last time we saw this boat at Wanganui, he submarined it, a big rollover. Very fortunate not to land it upside down in the water. It landed back on its feet but filled it up, so they had a lot of work to do between rounds to get the engine out, go through all the wiring loom, make sure that was okay. So Ross Travers, Super Mario now, he's Submarine Mario. Amanda Kiddo, the farmer, doing the navigational duties. Former New Zealand champion in the Group B category, currently wearing a number 3 in NZ in the Group A category. Bit of a back off into the Lucas Oils roundabout. The experience showing. Super Mario, a very smooth driver 99% of the times. Occasionally he'll have a brain fade. Will that be the case here today? Let's hope not for their sake. It's a 31.067 on the split. Down the centre, that washing machine through the centre didn't upset him. A bit of a back off into the final left-hander, 46.618, slower than Cy Gibbon, but slots himself into P2 in front of Clayton and Mandy Tisdale, 1.2 seconds quicker than them, and roughly about 1.2 slower than Cy Gibbon. If I'm getting the mathematics just slightly incorrect, please don't hang me. I'm dyslexic when it comes to numbers. I can count to 3 very confidently. After that, it all turns to a little bit of custard. Number 2, NZ, Neil Marshall, Hayley Brunning, Stinger Boats. Neil Marshall, the principal of Stinger Race Hulls. Hayley Brunning, also from New Plymouth. These guys really looking so much more confident here today, really starting to pick up the pace as well at his qualifying round number 4. Into this bottom corner. Up into Lucas Oils, the game of tennis proceeds as we get further into the day, into the all-important hairpin. Neil Marshall really backing off very heavily in there. So gets in and out there smooth. Two different thoughts. Throw it into a hairpin or ease it in there. No one is right. 31.9 on the split. So that was around about the time of Ross Travers. Needed to get it right down to get to the time that side given and posted, but Neil Marshall now in the push for the line, and it is a 47.767, 47.767 into P3 at the moment, with Ollie Silverton and Jess Sit still to run for to round out the qualifying four. Sorry, there's two boats still yet to run in the Group A category. Ollie Silverton and Jess Sit, and then it will be the B driver of the Violent Tendencies machine in Tim Coleman and Dylan Matthews. But it is all eyes to the track as Ollie Silverton comes under starters orders. Jess Sit, the marketing manager of PSP, reigning New Zealand champions in this Group A category, reigning world champions. So certainly got the runs on the board, don't worry about that. And, well, Ollie Silverton will not be liking the fact that it is Cy Gibbon in the Novus Auto Glass machine leading the charge at the moment. Ollie Silverton really starting to pick up the pace now, just so confident up into that Lucas Oils roundabout where many others before them have not been. Into the PSP hairpin very nicely in and out there. You really hear him just squeezing that throttle, just trying to punch it through the spool. The split's a cracker at 30.0. So that is quicker than Cy Gibbon by about 0.3 of a second. Ollie Silverton with a 45.336 straight to the top of the table, but it is tight. It is very tight in there. That's about, I don't know, 0.1 of a second or something difference between Ollie Silverton and Cy Gibbon on the Novus Auto Glass machine. So these boys, it is going to be a ding-dong battle now. The egos are charged. The power is primed, and they will be going hard from here on in. Tim Coleman now the B driver in Violent Tendencies. Dylan Matthew only their second time on the race course today. Had a few issues with the boat. Didn't make the first two qualifying rounds, so we're not expecting these guys to set the world on fire during this run. Be just that opportunity to get everything set, get the rotation sorted. So looking pretty tidy out there at the moment is Tim Coleman. So the boys are looking pretty smooth out there at the moment. So hopefully the next qualifying round we see after our lunch break, we'll see these guys really starting to put the hammer down. Their best run of the day with a 58.813, 58.813. That winds out qualifying round number 4 for our Group A category. Brought to you by Lucas Oils. We will reset our clocks and get ready to go to the Unlimited Superboats. Brought to you by Mouth Fresh Toothpaste, the best tasting toothpaste in the world.